at this moment in time, and that is West Ham Central. And they said, Kinski and Paulinia have relegated us, FFS.
Amazing.
You know, this West Ham Central account had been so certain that they were going to stay up and so certain Spurs were going to go down there. They were literally tweeting about Spurs every single day for the past month and a half. It's great to see.
It's been brilliant, and now the chickens are coming home to roost.
Exactly. Lovely COYS says, what the heck was that thing earlier with the Everton player was picking a fight with Vicario, who's today's scene stealer, if it's not Vicario?
Yeah, there was. I don't know if you saw this.
I did see it, yeah.
Do you know what was? I don't know if you obviously can't hear what was being said, but I wonder what kicked it all off.
I don't know, but look at Vicario. He's proper offering Seamus Coleman out.
He's like, come on, let's go outside. Yeah, I thought that was so odd. I wonder what was. Maybe they weren't happy with some of the antics from Vicario or De Zerbi. No, you got De Zerbi shushing them, so maybe they're telling him to shush or being out of the penalty. But I don't know what was going on. Anyone in the chat know?
So I saw commotion going on down there, and I zoomed in with the camera. And I saw Maddison, so I thought it was something between Maddison and Seamus Coleman, but then it ended up, when I saw it back, it was Vicario.
Yeah, I wonder what was going on, but you know what? Get used to stuff on the touchline with De Zerbi, that's all I'm going to say.
Absolutely.
I don't think we've seen it anywhere near the amount.
Remember with him and Stellini, when Stellini was on manager.
They both got sent off, didn't they, in that game? So De Zerbi doesn't take any shit on the touchline, put it that way.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those, when he's not your manager, you hate it, but when he's your manager, you absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm.
This was what Vicario put on social media. With a picture of him and De Zerbi hugging it. Oh, look at that aggressive, attacking Italian hug, saying, thanks a lot. Without you, wouldn't have been possible. Come on, you Spurs.
In a different context, that can be like Vicario gets sent off.
I know.
Angrily choking out an opposition player, but because we're winning, the different context of the image. But yeah, fantastic. And it was what do you make of Vicario on the touchline yesterday?
Yeah, he looked.
Was it a bit too much, or was it? Did you appreciate it?
I appreciated it, to be honest. We saw it a couple of weeks ago, not with Vicario. I think it was with Maddison and someone else, and I love that kind of stuff. It just shows the passion and shows how much they care.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. And I don't know if he knows he's leaving or not. Come the end of the season, maybe he thought, just wanted to do my bit, before I go.
Solanke on Instagram says, and breathe. Not the sort of occasion this club should be celebrating, but we did what we needed to do. Thank you so much for your support throughout the whole season. We truly appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. Everyone at the club will make sure you guys never have to go through something like this again. Hands down, the most stressful season of my career. Missing the majority through injury is something I've never experienced before, and hopefully the worst is now behind me. Time to rest and prepare for a big year next year. Come on, you Spurs.
Well, welcome to Tottenham, Dom.
Yeah.
I feel for him as well, because it looked like he was going to go to the World Cup before this injury against Wolves, and then obviously him injured, and then Watkins going on mad form.
He got called up to the squad, didn't he?
Yeah, and he was not in bad form. He got a brace against City, got a goal against Palace, got another one. So he wasn't playing badly, and then he got called up. It looked like he was going to go, and then he got injured. Watkins has gone on mad form, and now he's missed out. So it must be hard for him not going. But I feel like it's just weird with Solanke. I just feel we haven't seen anywhere near the best of him since in the Tottenham show. He's always been struggling with injuries or something's been going on with him. And, even in his first game he got injured and was missing for a month. And then he got a 3-month injury with an ankle. Then he was missing for 6 months this season. So a lot of people judge him, and fair enough if you don't think he's good enough. There's some evidence to suggest that, maybe he's not so good in front of goal and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like there's still a very good player in there, which we just haven't seen. I wonder if we'll see it next season, or whether we'll be here. Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how De Zerbi sees it. But yeah, there's definitely a player in there. But done are the days of carrying these players now. I'm done with it. We just need to get players that we can rely on. And the reality is, we haven't been able to rely on Solanke since he's come.
But it's mad. But in terms of when you look at a scout, right, and you're looking at that element. Obviously, you sign him thinking you can rely on him because he's never been injured, pretty much.
I know.
So is that a Solanke problem that he can't be relied upon, or is it something wrong with us?
Yeah. The amount of injuries that we've got would suggest it's more a problem with us than anyone else. But it's hard to get your head around it, to be honest. Let's look at this next one. Spurs Army says, It appears as though Javi Simmons has promised Jed Spence that he'd buy him a watch. So this was a thing that they had on social media. Javi Simmons says "ha ha ha" with a watch emoji, or question marks, in response to Jed Spence social media posts. And Jed Spence says, "I know you're a man of your word. I'll be waiting." Is he offered to buy him a watch for staying in the Premier League?
Looks like it. I think maybe he said, you're going to be playing right wing. If we stay up, you'll get a watch.
Look, Javi knows that he wouldn't have been able to get a transfer this summer, so he needs to stay in the Premier League.
Exactly. He knows that. Please, I'm begging you, I can't do Championship.
Matt says, all this means nothing. Time for talking is over and has been for a very long time. Not one single person can trust this club on a hypothetical promises. There is a long road ahead to earn that trust back, and that is in response to the Peter Charrington statement today.
Yeah, and we'll get into all of that in a separate video. But yeah, I've got a lot to say on the Charrington statement.
Houston, or the Spurs guy 88 says, red card Spurs, free kick Everton. How mad is that? Like, first of all, the Everton one is so much more of a red card than Romero.
Van de Ven was really hurt by that. I was worried that maybe he'd done something.
It's a leg breaker, that.
Yeah, it's real. There was a lot of force, and he gave a free kick to Everton. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
I looked at this very picture about a minute after it had happened on social media, and literally everyone was passing my phone around the whole stand. I was like, can I have my phone back, please?
It's crazy. And then Moraes is, I'm not saying it's a good talent, it's much lower, you know?
Yeah, much lower. Yeah.
And that one's getting a straight red from the referee. Like, it's ridiculous. And look, and we did end the season with no penalty.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Yeah, fantastic.
Probably our first time ever.
No, apparently it's the second time.
Second time we've Tottenham have ended the season without a penalty.
Yeah.
Don't remember when was the first time.
Was it 2012 or something? I can't remember the year, but they said it's happened to us before.
Great.
Yidvids says, pretty rough season on the XG front, except for the last 6 games. But for the first time since September 2024, we finally look at least semi-functional.
I think he means 2025, because I think this just covers this season. But yeah, you can see like look how bad we've been, and even the numbers, underlying numbers, suggesting what a good job De Zerbi has done. You can see it here. The XG against was massively outweighing what we were creating, and De Zerbi has just flipped that. Even in 7 games, been such a difference. Yeah. But as you can see, it's not been actually our XG that's been the difference. It's the XG against. There's been a massive down, because actually the blue line is fairly consistent. Yeah. But it's that red line that's massively dropped. Yeah. So that's how he saved us.
Yeah, absolutely. And which you wouldn't have thought when we hired De Zerbi. We would think, all right, he'll get us scoring more goals, and maybe the door will be open at the back end, but it wasn't.
The whole conversation about De Zerbi came in is like, how's he going to keep us up playing this way? He's going to, we were bloody considering Sean Dyche. Yeah. That's where it got to. We were saying Dyche.
We were talking about Harry Redknapp and all these.
Redknapp. This is where we were at. People forget that is where we were. Mason. People were clamouring for Mason. People were saying it's a disgrace if we don't go for Mason. That's what people were saying. That is where we were.
We were so in the mud. We're still in the mud. Let's not really.
There were people saying we have to get Dyche. We have to. He's the only one who can save us. And then it's crazy.
People were talking about Big Sam.
It's mad where we were.
Yeah.
It's mad. And we went through this collective psychosis. It's nuts.
Ben Jacobs says, João Palhinha has called his goal to keep Spurs up one of the most special moments of my life. And Tottenham boss Roberto De Zerbi has revealed he wants to keep Palhinha beyond his loan spell from Bayern Munich. So the quote was, João is a great example. He's on loan with us, but he's one of the first players to start here. And as we look to rebuild next season, it's around 7 p.m. and at around 8 or 9, we'll start looking forward towards next season. Do you get the feeling we're going to keep him?
I think we will. If De Zerbi really wants him, the price they're going to pay for him, I think that we probably will keep him. I would like to think, you could probably get someone with João's mentality, maybe with a bit more technical ability, but if he feels like he's good enough to do what he needs him to do, then keep him. I'm just worried about where that leaves us in the middle, what that means for what we need to do, because he's saying Bentancur, João and Gallagher all going to stay, which is fine. But what does that? How many spots does that leave? He said he wants 2 players in each position. That's what he was saying. So that would mean four centre mids and 2 number 10s. I'm guessing is that 6, or is it maybe he wants more? But that means a lot of shifting. I don't know if it's possible.
Yeah. Have to wait and see how it all plays out. But this next one, look at the emotions here from Pedro Porro and Romero, to be fair.
By the way, Romero made the trip.
Yeah, he made it.
He made it. He went. It's very odd, this whole Romero thing. Very odd, because De Zerbi, this couldn't have been the plan.
It was not the plan. He saw all the reaction that it was making. I don't think he thought it would have been as big of a story as it was. And you had all of a sudden Spurs legends speaking about it. You had the media speaking about it. You had Spurs fans coming on social media calling this guy a disgrace and all this kind of stuff. He's like, all right, where's the next flight to London? I need to be back for this.
Yeah, because De Zerbi was talking like he wasn't going to be there. He was saying, he pretty much said it. What did he say? Not all leaders are the same. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So that was the plan, surely, for him not to be there. And then obviously he ended up.
I think he made the trip to save face a little bit. Belgrano won the final, by the way.
Yeah. Look, I'm happy that he decided to come rather than not come. And obviously he was on the touchline. He was encouraging his teammates. I'm happy he did. It's a shame that it came to the fact that he had to be shamed into doing it. But he made the decision to do it. He still could have not, and he decided to come. So I'm glad about that. But I don't know what. The whole thing is odd.
It is very odd. But yeah, Pedro Porro at the end of the game just dropped down to the floor and just started crying. And then this is just him. Romero looks like he's got a bit of a tear in his eye here as well.
Yeah, he always seems to be crying.
Next one is Richarlison's season. Just look at this, man. This is Thomas Frank, Igor Tudor, Roberto De Zerbi. It is just such a stark difference. Thomas Frank, 26.9% win ratio.
Yeah.
Mad. 1.1 point per game. And then you look at De Zerbi. Don't even want to look at Tudor. It's 0%.
So wait, what would Frank, what was 1.1? Would that maybe stayed up times 1.1? So actually 41 points what we ended up on, and that would have been Frank's total.
But you also got to look at the
trajectory.
Exactly. The trajectory under Thomas Frank was going down.
All his probably 80% of his points were in his first 2 months.
Exactly.
And then we didn't win for 14 games. So
exactly.
He had a 1.1 then. Would it have been?
I don't think Frank would have kept us up.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been a 1.1. If he managed for the whole year, he wouldn't have been a 1.1, I don't think. But De Zerbi, yes, it's mad. As I said, with De Zerbi's points total, he got 11 points from 7, but 1.6 puts us on 60 points, which actually would have put us level with Liverpool in 5th, which is how tight things are, by the way. But it's crazy to think that in 7 games, he had us, with that points per game, which in 1.6 doesn't sound impressive when you put it in the context where that Liverpool are 1.6 and they're 5th. It sounds a lot better.
I think the league's going to be equally as competitive next season as it is this season, with everyone looking to improve, blah, blah, blah. And you might have a few teams that might get a bit worse, the likes of Brighton and Bournemouth, Sunderland, who've never been in Europe before. So I think De Zerbi can get a better points per game ratio than that next season. And if he can, then that'll put us back in Europe, I'm sure of it.
100%.
Spurs Express, this was De Zerbi calling out the Times, who publish pieces criticising the Spurs fans, and he says, the fans are fantastic. I think some newspapers spoke too much. The Times, I think about the fans. The fans, I don't want anything from them. I am honest. I am sincere. Not many times have I seen the stadium like this. Not just today, but in all 3 home games. They were just fantastic before the game with the bus. I felt emotion. It will be great memory for all my life.
Yeah, he said it's his best ever achievement in management, keeping Tottenham in the Premier League, which is nuts. But if you read this, go click the Times article, Sammy. Spurs fans made home unwelcoming. No wonder Romero won't be at the last game. Tottenham supporters have practically engineered a club crisis.
You got to remember
with their negativity, undermining players. What do you mean we engineered the crisis?
Look, first of all, we haven't engineered the crisis.
What is this bollocks?
You got to remember as well, there were things from players who were saying similar things.
It's true, but it's not Tottenham. No, but there was players saying there's extra pressure at home because we've been critical. That's fair. I understand that, but to say we've engineered the club crisis,
we haven't engineered a crisis. But I think at certain points, I do think at certain points of the season, us fans haven't done our job properly. I think we were saying that throughout the season.
We were booing Vicario and stuff. I didn't like
exactly. You know what I mean? It's like stuff like that, and
Yeah.
booing the team off like after Bournemouth and stuff like that. Like, there was no need for a lot of it, but we definitely haven't engineered it.
I think this is absolute rubbish. By the way, this is the same woman who did that article about Frank. So he's the most.
Why am I not surprised?
He's the most eligible manager or some bollocks like that, and she seems to have a hard one for Frank. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Alison Ryder seems to be a massive rage baiter against Tottenham fans, I think.
BLTHFC says, they've never made me hate him. Absolutely criminal the way he's been treated this year with his abysmal first manager. The sun will shine on us again. And this is Javi Simmons on social media saying, not the season we envisaged and not the end of the season I would have ever imagined. But we survived. I'm proud of the boys. Your effort today was incredible. To the fans, you're incredible. I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have played my part. Now it's time to start rebuilding.
Such a shame he's bloody got injured just as De Zerbi's getting going.
I know. He had that moment against Brighton.
I'd love to have seen him with a few weeks, under De Zerbi, see what he's capable of. It's going to be a while now till we see that, but yeah, let's hope Maddison can step up in his space, and let's hope we get to see the best of him. But it's so frustrating with Xavi. It's such a massive shame. I think there's obviously real talent in there. We all know it, but let's hope he comes back stronger.
Yeah, this Everton fan took to social media after the game saying, the loudest stadium I've ever been in. And I thought the Hill Dickinson against Chelsea was the best until today. I mean, it was bloody loud yesterday. And when this stadium gets going, we show how much of a fortress we can make it with the noise. We've done it, the ones that stand out was obviously Arsenal at home and 3-0, and Gary Neville said we brutalised the Arsenal players for 90 minutes. That definitely made an impact. The Boda home game. I remember the Ajax home game. Like these kind of games. I know Ajax, we lost on the day. But when we show out like that and provide an atmosphere like that, it just makes me think, why can't we just do this all the time, man?
Yeah,
maybe not to this level, but
I think, I think you play the football that we want to see, and you see a team that's being proactive. Don't have to win every game, but you see a team that's competitive, fighting for every ball and being brave on the ball. I think you're going to get some good atmosphere, I'm telling you.
I think the vibes are going to be good next season under De Zerbi. Next one, again, the same picture of Poro Romero. Go to the next one after this.
This was just the celebrations after the goal.
Yeah, look at Romero in there.
Right.
Look at Maddison.
Paulinho,
Bruno Saltor as well, bang in the middle of that.
Yeah, I think they all kind of realise what a big moment that is. You see Bergvall there on the outskirts as well. It was a big moment. I mean, a lot of people saying, is this over the top? Is this a bit much in the situation? But I think it was, when there's so much on the line and such fine margins, each goal was crucial, isn't it? Yeah. So I get it.
You got to remember as well, like everyone was saying we're down, and for these players, it must have knocked their ego so much. So it's just like a pressure cooker, isn't it? And it just all got released. This next one just is still of De Zerbi. SZY Comp says De Zerbi thinking about taking off his shirt.
Yeah, he thought about it for a second. I think he maybe thought it was going to be a bit too much. He was like, going to take it off, run it on the pitch. I mean, he's still got 45 minutes to go. That would be the definition of over-celebrating, surely. If he's taking a shot off, roving around and 1-0.
In the first half.
Yeah, that would be a bit much.
Jake says, we were genuinely debating Ben Davis interim versus Tim Sherwood versus Sean Dyche at one point. A season like this can never happen again. It's Ben Davis as interim.
Sherwood was coming out saying, give me the job. All these crazy things. What craziness was engulfing us during this season that these things were... Everyone was saying, got to get Harry in. He was a consensus pick, Harry Redknapp.
Would have been better than Thomas Frank and Igor Tudor, though.
Everyone was saying, you've got to get Harry. You have to. Someone who knows the club. There's all this stuff happening. It's nonsense, and De Zerbi's just come in, got the job done. Fair play to him.
So Anthony Dabundo has given us a bit of a XG against numbers in the De Zerbi games. Spurs' defensive improvements under De Zerbi were what ultimately kept us in the Premier League. Defending with the ball, what a concept. Never heard of that one before.
Yeah, but as you say, if you look at all these numbers for all the games we've had, we haven't allowed more than 1 XG.
Yeah.
And he said Tottenham allowed 1 XG in every game since January the 4th. before De Zerbi.
Yeah.
So that goes to show what it's like flipped massively.
Yeah.
The defence. So fair play to him.
Jake as well says, Kinski, bro, we ain't seen a redemption arc like this since Jesus was resurrected. Absolutely.
Should make a film about it.
It's mad because if you go back to after that Atletico game and just see what all the fans were saying about him, see what we were saying about him, see what everyone was saying about him.
Yeah,
and now
he's one of the main reasons we stayed up.
Yeah.
Fair play to him.
Kizzy says, the moment the final whistle blew, our captain collapsed. Look at Van der Ven.
Yeah. Just completely... Absolutely love it. Yeah, look, I can understand that. You just finally over, the season's over. We just about got over the line. Must have been just a massive weight off their shoulders.
I swear, at the stadium yesterday, I was saying to Dad, like, before the game, it felt like we were about to play like a European Cup final or something. That's what it felt like. And at the end of the game, when the final whistle went, it felt like we had just won a trophy as well.
It's insane.
Harry Kane on Instagram says, congratulations to everyone at the club, especially the fans. Massive fight and result on the final day. So Harry Kane was watching, and Harry Kane was cheering us on.
Come on, he still cares.
Jack Pitbrook says, the thing that's really breaking my brain is that if you strip away literally all the context, they've basically ended up where they were this time last year versus Brighton. Everyone happy, singing, clapping the team. The stadium still full long after full time. Vibes off the chart.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Obviously, last year we had the trophy.
And we finished the same place.
Finished the same place, but it was like... It was a weird... I mean, obviously, last season, the trophy was obviously a lot better than just staying up. So we had Champions League football to look forward to. But it was also very similar in the sense that we had a shit Premier League season. As much as we were happy, there was still that underlying, like, we can't let this happen again feeling. But the last day was a great day just because, you know, there was such great vibes. And yet here we are again. Let's just hope next season ain't the same.
Yeah. Spurs Watch says, thank you, Roberto. That's Roberto giving his praise and claps and appreciation
was this
to
the
the
moment
fans.
he was just
taking it all in.
I think they were singing "Oh When the Spurs," was it? And he was just taking it all in. Did he have a chant yet, De Zerbi, or nothing?
Not that I've heard, no.
Happened. But he was
Definitely needs one.
Got a good ovation from the South Stand, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
There.
Tottenham tweeted this out. Crucial win on the final day. Just that João Palhinha celebration, just mad. So much passion.
Yeah, I love it.
Sam Tabitao, Pedro Porro collapsed on the ground as Tottenham secure their survival. Yeah, there's so many players just like, look at Sarr as well. Sarr was only on for a little bit.
It was also absolutely boiling, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Didn't probably contribute.
It's actually, I was saying this to Danny, like, because there was a lull period in the first half and the second half, and I was saying, and he was like going mad about why are these players, why I was like, do you realise how hard it is to play in this heat?
Yeah, it's true.
It's mad. This is England. We're not like playing in South America, you know what I mean? Anyway, that is the way the internet did react to the game yesterday. Big day yesterday. Spurs survived and we lived to fight another day.